wanna go day drinking, wave, yeah, yeah. You know just what I'm thinking. Let's go.
And we are VanderSports.
Hi, I'm Beau.
And I'm Terrence.
We are VanderSports. Our first remote, huh? What?
I didn't say anything.
Our first remote pod, as I am in Columbus, Ohio. I'm in the Buckeye State.
Skibbity, Ohio. Yeah.
It's not very skibbity. I don't know what's skibbity. I'm in a very nice neighborhood.
I don't know what skibbity. I don't know what skibbity means, but my dad, who was visiting from the East Coast,
Yeah.
literally told me that the kids on the East Coast aren't talking skibbity anymore.
We are, and
And I said, well, we're in Omaha, so we're late to the party.
yeah, we'll stop saying skibbity in maybe a year. We're behind the times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Poor children.
Yeah. How is it being at the house studio all by yourself? Is it nice? It's nice and roomy.
Well, one, is there a studio? No. Two, miserable. I hate being here without you.
Yeah. Okay,
Why
good.
did you literally just did that?
Yeah, it was a
You literally
setup.
just did that to set
It was
that
a
up.
setup. It was a setup. Well, I had a really great week this week. I got to go see Countess Luann Delisette
Yes, you
from
did.
Real Housewives
Oh.
of New York.
Yeah, you double booked yourself. I had a dinner with a Barolo winemaker that you were supposed to come to. Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry.
That's where you were. Yeah.
Yes, I have an unchecked ADHD flowing through my veins. And so I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But I got to see Luann and she was amazing. And I got to interview her too just the day before. So I got to speak to her live, voice to voice. She was getting her makeup done, so I couldn't, so she couldn't be on camera, but it was amazing. And she
Yeah.
called me Beaufort the whole time. This is like one of my favorite all-time housewives. She's original New York cast. So she is like, I mean, I've been watching her for almost 20 years. And she's one of the ones that it's like when people don't like her, I'm always on her side. So it was really exciting.
Oh, so how was the show? How was it? Did she sing beautifully?
Yeah, she sang beautifully. She was amazing. No, she did not sing beautifully. She has a very unique sound. There was a quote.
I smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Well, she
Raspy
doesn't smoke
voice.
anymore. She doesn't drink anymore, but yes. And there was there's this famous quote from one of the episodes where Carol says, so I heard 2 men talking. One of them was Luann. So it's very much like what you expect. And her cabaret show, like you follow the journey of the cabaret show on the show. Like she's always wanted to do this. She got pulled into it. And it was a really small thing. And
Hold on. Always wanted to do this
yes.
and got pulled into it? No.
She always wanted to.
No. Do this. So she eagerly jumped. She didn't get pulled into this.
She had an opportunity arise and she took it. And
Yeah.
she was like, I've
So
always
not
wanted
not pulled into at all.
Someone asked her to do it. She said yes.
I didn't ask for any of this.
And now this is her third show, her third tour, and she's just she's so fun to watch. But yeah, she sounds like Luann.
And
She
for
looked
everyone
amazing.
who knows who Luann, she sounds like a 1990s North New Jersey housewife.
Yeah, well, she's from Connecticut, but yeah. It was fun,
Next
and
state.
it was a good crowd. I was scared that it wasn't going to fill out, but it ended up filling out, and I cried. I cried 3 separate times. And I looked at my friend who I had gone with, and I was just like, this feels like we're seeing the Beatles. It feels like this is huge. This is bucket list.
No, I have no comment. I have
Yeah.
no comment.
Well, it was a highlight, and I got a great picture with her, and I love that woman. It was an awesome show.
There you go.
Yeah, it was so good.
Well, amazing. What else was awesome about your week? You've had a great week.
Oh, I mean, I can't think of anything else. That was like, that was the highlight. Nothing in terms of like
Okay.
reality. I tried to go watch Extracted again today, and they postponed episode 6 after such a shocking episode 5. I was really bummed about that.
What was so shocking? I'm sorry. Like, what was so shocking?
Well, the guy, I think I talked about this last week, but like, yeah, his family pulled him out.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was,
I didn't realize it was that shocking.
yeah, it was hugely shocking because he was the front runner. He was the best one. And
I don't think we talked about this.
did we not? Oh
I
my,
don't think we did.
okay. Oh, maybe we didn't. Okay.
We didn't.
It's crazy. So Extracted, right? What? Okay. So he, this guy's doing the best. He's got a shelter. He's already kind of a survivalist. He's just getting comfortable out here, and he doesn't really need a lot of things. And so the challenge was that all of the families would write their loved ones a letter. And
Oh, very survivor. Very survivor.
yes. And so then what was very intense was that the families then take turns choosing whose letter is not going to get delivered, and only 4 of the 8 letters can get delivered.
Yes.
So, so you're looking
spin.
for, that's the ice maker. So you're looking for, who doesn't need this letter, or who needs moral support the most, right? Like who's like not doing well. Those are the people who need to get the letter. And so his letter got tossed. And when his letter got tossed, his family, I think it's his wife and his brother, they were crying, and they were saying that they're being emotionally traumatized. They're like,
They
we
are?
can't take, they are being emotionally traumatized. And they're like, we're not like this. We can't take this pod anymore. And they decided to extract him. And everyone was in shock.
Selfish.
And the other families said, you need to think about this. Like they were like, you need to go for a walk, or like you need to think about it. And they thought about it for like 2 seconds, and they pulled him out. And so then you hear a big siren, and it says your family is extracting you. And he comes out of his hut. I mean, he's got like a beautiful fucking hut that he's like made. And he's like, why? And so then they pull him out, and they show the family reuniting, and his wife is going up to him, hugging him, and just like this. And he's like, I was just getting started. Like, what are you doing? And it's basically because they felt like people were being mean to them. They couldn't take the social aspect of the game. So they removed him.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. That sounds like something you would do.
Wow.
I'm not
Wow.
going to lie. You would be like, they're being mean to me. I'm not here for this. We have to end this. That's something you would
I'd
do.
be the one being mean.
Yeah, and if the minute someone's mean to you, they got in the way of sending your letter to me, you would be, I'm fucking over this.
If anybody stopped my letter from going,
See?
like,
Exactly. Prove my point. No. Roll the red carpet out. Prove my point, please.
my point is that if anybody stopped my letter from going, I would exact vengeance on them, not pull you out of the game. We want the $250,000.
Baby, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying.
Especially like, the other people are like, they're freezing. That's why they get pulled out. They're freezing. They're seeing things. They're hyperventilating. This guy was like living easy.
Chill.
Yeah,
That sucks.
very.
I'd be pissed off. I'd be pissed off.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was shocking. And then I put something on TikTok about it because I was just like,
Over under their
all
divorce. Over under their divorce within a year.
imminent, imminent.
So you're going under. You're going under. All right. All right.
Oh
There
yeah,
we go.
I feel like he left there and started the proceedings immediately. Immediately. Like, what am I doing here? So that was the shocking thing. And then
Yeah, you did not mention that last week. That would have been a good thing to talk about.
I don't know if I had watched I don't think I had watched it by the time we shot last week because
Gotcha.
yeah. Cuz it was on my mind heavy. I was like crazy afterwards. And then I caught up with the 2 new episodes of Survivor also.
I didn't.
And the last episode is one of the most
Nope.
Shocking.
Next week. Nope. Next week. Sorry, gonna have to deal with it.
Well, it's one of these things where it's like it's cool that even after 48 seasons, there's still surprises that can happen at Tribal Council.
Yeah. Oh,
You know-
so so my Survivor comes from my mom, right? First episode on, she's watched it all the time. I definitely would go get high as like a high schooler, and we'd come back. I would come back and I'd walk to Wawa, and then come back and watch Survivor with her. And this is like back TiVo days before, like she would have a Survivor VHS. She would record it. Like that's the level we were at. She worked nights, so some nights she would miss it, right? All this stuff. So we've been watching, got our kids in. So my mom didn't want to watch the new ones. So we watched this old season I'm watching with the kids, season 38. And she's like getting blown away of remembering this stuff. It was, and they hear my dad, who's just watches it because he loves my mom. He's like, oh yeah. Soon as he's like, COVID happens. I was like, COVID, and when someone got elected in 2016, the tribal councils just went crazy. Like they just stopped caring. There are no rules, and like you can, like we're watching the old one with Boston Rob, who is my mom's favorite contestant.
Of course.
She remembered him.
He's Boston Rob is like, and I didn't know he's been on 6 seasons of Survivor.
Which is insane. That's unfair. Like, I love this guy, Joe, and who's married to Sierra from his first season. This is his third. You should be, and Kelly Wentworth, her third. You should be cut off. Let's go. You haven't won in 3? No more. Yeah, done. Like, enough of this, like, I'm a reality TV star, like, career. Oh, I'm going to be on Survivor and Amazing Race and this. Like, and also Mike White and you shouldn't be allowed on.
You don't think so? I love it when they
I don't think celebrities should be allowed on these real TV shows. There's my hot take.
You don't think that Mike White should have been allowed on Survivor? But and also, is he really a celebrity? Like, you only know him if you know him.
He was on a Jack
Jack Black movie?
No. Yeah. No, what?
It was a School of Rock.
Yeah, School Rock. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I just...
Him a celebrity?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know if it does. He's just an actor who was on a thing.
Actor, writer, producer, director. You have 4 things to your name? Yeah, you good.
Yeah, but he's not
You're fighting a fireman. You were going up against a firefighter. You're going up against a school teacher. Yeah, not the same.
Are you talking about financially?
Yeah, it's all financially.
Financially? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all financially.
Because I'm like, a guy like him, okay, I can understand that. Mike White, if you win, you have to give your money to charity.
Yeah. Which I also think you wouldn't win because...
They take you out.
Even if you make it to the final 3, like Mike White, I don't think you're going to get the votes because you're already financially suited. And I think that plays a role for sure.
I think
you definitely hear.
Yeah, it totally does, because what season is it where they're talking about, the people who have already won? I think it's a season we're watching. They want to take out the people who have already won because they have already made their $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I can understand that. Which it's like, damn, I can't make two.
Well, no, like the already winners, yes, and then even like the ones that already played the one. I think it's season 38 we're watching with my kids. They're like it's 14 newbies and 4 returnees who haven't won, and they're like,
Yeah.
get these returnees out. Like that doesn't matter, It's interesting.
Yeah. It is really interesting. We had talked about, and I don't want to get too controversial, but I think it would be really awesome to see. We had talked about having people from very opposite sides of the political spectrum play on 2 different teams and see like who's got a lot of like, survival skills and who is eating their own, and just like how that comes together in the end when they merge. I think that would be
Who's talked about that? No, we haven't.
We talked about it.
I think that's a great idea. We've never talked about it.
We did. Yes.
I'd love to be part of these conversations that you have.
We were in it, and I think just because we have a brief 2-minute conversation, I'm like, we talked about this because I thought it would be like such a fun thing to have a red side and a blue side. And then when they merge, it's like all come together. We have more in common than we ever thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should throw in a libertarian tribe there too.
Yeah. They're not going to make it. I love Survivor, and I think that social component to it is just the most fun thing to watch. As we watch old episodes and then the newer episodes, like I love the challenges, but I really love the relationships of who's trying to knock who out or who's about to get blindsided. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So great. Amazing Race came back this week too.
This week or a couple weeks? I feel like it's been on, but we need to.
It might be.
I'm a little bummed because we haven't been selected yet.
I'm bummed we haven't been selected too. But third time's the charm. We're going again. We're not quitting until we get on.
There we go.
Terrence has been talking about trying out for Survivor also, and I think he'd be good at it. It's not.
I think that would be. Yeah, no, you couldn't. I think I could do everything except for the social game. I don't know how good I would be, but.
Yeah, that would be the only thing I'd be good at, and even then, I don't think I'd be that good at it.
You wouldn't be that good at it. They would get you. They would, but you wouldn't be a threat, like physically, like challenges and stuff. Oh, your smile's gone.
I would be a physical threat to them.
Baby, come on.
Have you seen me?
I play volleyball with you, baby. The hand-eye coordination is not there. I see you as a playwright. I see you as an amazing mother.
Babe, you don't know. I'm
I
gonna
do
be
know.
honest.
I do know. I've seen you roller skate.
Okay, that one's fair. I would say that if I were on Survivor, my main goal would be get tan, get fit. Like, I'm glad we can't eat.
You love the Survivor body, don't you?
I want a Survivor bod, and I want a Survivor
Right.
Like, that's it. Even if I get kicked out. You guys kick me out night 1. Like, that's cool. I'm staying in Fiji.
No, you got to make it to the the jury, so you get the extra 20 days.
But yes, okay, that's really good. Send me to exile. Like, I'll be out here, like, laid out. Yes.
Yeah. So, like, and I guess we're still here. Parents, right? They were here. We're watching these. They read a book. Like, my parents are really into it. These tribal councils go for like 3 hours. 3 hours. Yes, they go for 3 hours.
I had no idea.
Imagine sitting there and talking shit for 3 hours. I would lose my fucking mind. I'd be like, vote, 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 vote. I would lose my fucking mind.
You're sitting there basically positioning yourself to not go home and talking about who should go home for this entire time.
Yeah, and Jeff is so good at, he knows everything that's going on. He sees
amazing.
Well, and so, like, if he doesn't have a degree, he should have a degree in some psychology or, like some kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he is he sees all the clips, so he knows who's scheming and who's not, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's like, "Hey, I'm going to prod you with a question." And 48 seasons,
Right.
it's crazy. And the other thing that they told me that I thought was really interesting, super boring.
The
Super
the
boring.
training councils.
No, no, Survivor, boring.
What
You're
do
there
you
for.
mean? People are
What do you
bored.
mean?
They're bored.
They're
They're just
bored.
hanging out.
They just sit on a beach and do nothing and
I
scheme.
want to know. I'm going to tell you right now. I want to know who's had sex. I want to know if you're bored, everybody's like hungry, you might feel like you're about to die. Like people are hooking up, and I want to know who's hooked.
No, I'm sorry. You're going to tell me that there's obviously been some showmances, but you're going to tell me they wouldn't show that? They would have shown it.
What's this book?
I don't know. I didn't ask him the title.
Oh, okay. I didn't show any interest in what they were talking about to me.
No, I did. I did. I listened to them and
I
asked
will.
questions, not about the book,
Okay.
about the topic, about the subject. Yeah.
That is what would interest me is like there have been showmances, there's marriages out of it, but it's like no,
Joe
no,
and
no.
Sierra. Yeah, there's multiple. You know, Jeff dated a contestant.
Jeff Probst dated who was it?
I have no idea. I asked. Parents didn't know.
Oh my God. I have to
Well, I
look.
guess it was.
I
They
thought
thought
was
he married. No, he was, and so they thought he married someone, married one, and then they looked it up. And it was like, no, he dated a contestant, and now he's married. Yeah.
Oh, Jeff.
So I was like, ooh, a little conflict of interest.
Oh my goodness, Jeff. He's like, yeah, I'm out here in Fiji. Jeff Probst is worth $40 million. He's
Well,
amazing. Hey, he's
Fiji
from
did, what?
Wichita, Kansas.
The air capital of the world.
He's a Midwesterner, just like me.
Great story.
Wow. Okay. I want to know as
And then,
much.
and then I found $20.
I want to know as many things as I can about Jeff Probst. Um,
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Don't know him.
No. The Bachelor is coming to an end. We're about to find out who he's choosing. Speaking of
Is this isn't the Golden Bachelor, right?
no.
No. But I know a guy that was on there. I gotta reach out to him.
You knew the guy who was, yeah, you should. We should have him on so we can hear
Yeah.
behind the scenes stuff. He was on, the guy you're talking about was on Golden Bachelorette.
Yeah. Oh, Golden Bachelor. Okay, that's what.
Yes, and I think he made it pretty far too. What was his name?
JR.
JR. Yeah, he was like one of the fan favorites, and I think he made it through a few.
Oh, he's amazing. I fell in love with him the first day I met him. We worked
You
at
have a
we worked at
habit of
V Mertz together.
Yeah,
What?
I said you have a habit of doing that. Okay.
It took a few times with you. Trust me.
Yeah, you got to just keep following, babe.
Deeper
But the
and deeper.
Golden Bachelor, he did pick a wife, Teresa, and then they got divorced. They divorced at
Oh,
5. Yeah, she was like, he's not who he claims to be. I'm like, oh, that never changes.
that never changes. That's the whole thing about Love Is Blind, right? I haven't even finished the season, but that's all the talk about is what's happened at the end.
So we were having, and this we being me and friends of mine, we're talking about what we really want to see in Love Is Blind because this season was so boring. It was like flyover territory, you know. There were a couple of like,
Is that a hit on Minnesota?
yeah, well, it's the Midwest. Yeah, they said that Minnesota is like a terrible place to date people. Minneapolis is a terrible place to date. And you could really see it in this season's selections of people. Not only that, the cast members all see each other at the bars regularly. So this was like a small selection of people.
You saying afterwards or
Before. They knew each other before, after.
some knew each other, but not all of them. I thought some
No,
of them
not
knew.
all. But imagine we're doing Love Is Blind Omaha, and they've
You
chosen
can't get you. Yeah.
Benson and Dundee, or Benson and downtown. You know, okay, well, you're gonna know some of these people,
Yeah.
And plus they're just kind of like dull. So people were just thinking that the show this season was really boring. And we were talking about, instead of doing it city by city, like what if they did a regional? So you have more of a selection. And then with the question being,
It's too much.
if you fall in love with someone, are you willing to move to one of these other cities?
And so now it's like, it's not just Love is Blind. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's
I had
like,
that. I had that like in 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, they should do a region. Then you're making people move. You're making them go to a different place. You're not going back to their own places. Showing, it's like it's a lot harder. I think it doesn't work.
I'm sure, like production wise, it's so much harder. But it's like, or you can just keep putting out like season after season of a snore
No.
fest of a show.
No. What you could do is just do the big cities, and you can do LA like 20 times, and you still won't run into people.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like but I mean, I also like the idea of like not
Like
filming.
Houston, you could do Southwest Houston. You could do Southeast Houston. You could do Northeast and Northwest. You could do Houston like 8 different times.
I do think like 3 or 4 of the seasons were Houston based.
There was
I
a
mean,
Dallas one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas Fort Worth.
But I do like the idea of them doing a show that's not LA, which was kind of the other thing we talked about, which is like put some ugly people in there and not just some like objectively unattractive people, like some ugmos and like, people who would not. Okay, is that rude?
Ugmos.
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 Grace, take that away from me. I never said ugmos. But you know what I mean? Like some definitely unattractive people, some people that are not conventionally American attractive, and really give people a chance to like fall in love and see if love is blind. Because every time, like even if you don't think someone is attractive, you're at least getting a 5 or a 6.
Talk about Jack Black. You're just looking for a Shallow Hal movie. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, but like,
That's what you want. You want, hey, Ugmos on this side, hot people on this side. That's what you want. Wow, Beau. Let's keep it.
So bad at myself and at you. I really want to push.
Your words, not mine. Your words.
I really want to push the boundaries of the show, is what I would say.
Love is Blind, yeah.
Love is Blind, to make it more, yeah. Because I mean, you've already seen like the girl who wasn't, what's her name, Megan Fox, right? And she was fine. She was attractive, but she told him that she looked like Megan Fox, and then she did it.
Oh, that girl. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, Megan Fox was not on Love is Blind.
Yeah,
but now I know what you're saying.
Yes, and people were dragging her, and I'm like, well, I think we could be a little bit more bold with our choices.
All right, so sports. So obviously my parents were in town, and another thing, Survivor. My mom, March Madness is a rooted dad memory.
Yeah.
So my dad is in sports production, like for over 30 years, 40. I mean, probably over 40 years. And when there was no internet, no cell phones, mail, he had connections throughout the country. And he did a mail-in March Madness bracket with like 500 people. Like no lot. Like he had
God.
this. Yeah.
He organized it?
Organized it. I mean, like, think about it. Let me tell you. He's made Philadelphia sports movies. He's made team highlight season movies for the Penguins, for the Detroit Red Wings. He made a Wayne Gretzky documentary. Like, he is all over. He would go to the Indy 500. I don't know why. Like, what's there to do there? Except for watch cars go in a circle.
Yes. Side note, I worked for Richard Petty.
There you go. The king.
Yes.
When did you work for Richard Petty? That was
when
NASCAR, by the way, but
NASCAR is Richard Petty. When I lived in Las Vegas, I was a promotional model for him, so I would be selling all of the Richard Petty gear and stuff.
yeah. Okay. No, you didn't.
I worked for the Richard Petty brand. What are you talking about? Yes.
You did.
So sorry. I was
Yes.
young and hot. So sorry.
Yes.
Go
You
on.
done? Oh,
Yeah.
are you done? Are we good? Okay, we good. Okay, we're not reliving your young and hot days anymore. We're good. We're moving
No,
forward.
baby, because I'm still living them. So moving on. This car.
So he has all these connections, and he would do this March Madness tournament year after year after year. And guess what happened on Sunday? Selection Sunday. This was like the only time we were allowed to watch, like not have dinner as a family. Was this one Sunday? Like crazy. And we didn't even watch it this year. We were in town, did not watch it together. So yeah, all the brackets, the NCAA men's and women's brackets are out. It starts Thursday. I do not believe in the 4 games.
Okay, so let me explain to me, like I'm a baby. Selection Sunday is when, so they make the brackets for
They
you.
make the bracket 32 teams here, 1 through 16, 1 through 16, 1 through 16, 1 through 16, and it gets smaller and smaller.
So you can decide. So if I have all of my 32 teams, right, and then I can decide, it's the
You're supposed to predict.
Bengals, right? Like who's, and I know that it's college, but it's like, okay, I can bet money that the Bengals are going to win this one, right? And then all the way down. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think who's our insurance guy in Omaha?
Our insurance guy.
Yeah, the billionaire.
Oh, Warren
Super.
Buffett. I thought you meant
Warren
like
Buffett.
our personal insurance broker.
No. Omaha. Warren Buffett. He did a thing like if you did a perfect bracket. So think about it, right. You are predicting 32 games.
Yeah.
Because there's 64 teams. You're predicting 32 games the first round, then 16 games the second round, then 8 games in the Sweet 16, and then 4 games, and then 2, and then 1. If you can predict a perfect bracket, he would give you $1 million or something. Like he did that, and then, but it's like this amazing thing because I would say the 2 best days of sports are the Thursday and Friday at the NCAA tournament, the opening 2 days. You have basketball from 11 a.m. to midnight with a little break there's a little break at dinner time. And this is where you see all the upsets. You're seeing the 12 beat a 5. You're seeing a 15 over a 2. You're seeing, so Selection Sunday, boom, they are ranking 4 different regions,
Yeah.
1 through 16.
Okay. Is that every team that plays?
No, there's not.
You have to qualify into
Are
it.
there only 64 universities
I don't know.
in the country, baby?
I was homeschooled.
That doesn't mean anything. So homeschool doesn't work because you don't know that there's more than 64.
No. Okay. So people have to qualify to even make it this far.
Yeah. So there's like certain conferences, you win a conference automatic bid. And then there's a committee, Selection Sunday.
Okay.
And they select, and there's controversy. Oh boy, there's controversy.
I want to hear the drama. What is happening? Like there are people are fighting in the boardroom over this.
So on the men's side, it's obviously gotten, so, don't know this, March Madness,
Yeah.
women's college basketball weren't allowed to use March Madness until like a couple years ago.
Wow.
They didn't have the rights to use March Madness.
Wow.
They played games in hotel conferences rooms. Like, it was awful. So
Completely.
now they're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the game is growing. They're putting money into it. So they're obviously seeing the game grow. Imagine that. You put
Yeah.
money into women's sports, it will grow.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted Lasso's apparently making a coaching a women's team in the new season.
There's a new season of
Imagine
Ted
that.
Lasso?
Confirmed, yeah.
I thought it was over.
Me too. So it's fun.
I'm so
Awesome.
excited.
Yeah. Anyway, so there is controversy, and the big one. So the men's side, they got it down pretty well. The women's side, they don't, because it's a new thing that they're really it's a new thing that's happening.
Yeah,
And
right,
so
right, right.
there's a lot more shit talking in the women's bracket, even though it's all from like number 1 seeds and number 2 seeds. Oh my God, Gino from UConn is complaining about being a number 2 seed. Who cares? My girl, Dawn Staley, is complaining about not being the number 1 overall seed. And she's a number 1 seed. You know, there's 4 number 1 seeds, right? 4 brackets. I mean,
Right,
4
right. Okay.
areas. 4 number 1 seeds. There's a number 1 overall seed.
I'm
2
gonna
that
need
gets
you to draw me a bracket. I mean, I've seen them obviously.
Well, I'm pissed off that you're away. You chose this week to go. That we
It's
can't
spring
do a bracket together as a content. We're gonna have. I wanted to do that, like, to fill one out. Me and the kids are gonna have a wish, right? Like, yeah, next year.
It's spring break, babe. This is the time to get away. I had to come to Skippity, Ohio.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so March Madness, what I'm hearing is that there's going to be a lot more basketball on the TV all the time.
When have you seen basketball on the TV recently?
I don't know. I'm assuming that there will
Exactly. Exactly. You're not
Okay.
even around. You're not even around. What are you talking about?
I can't leave you again. You're so depressed.
You're gone.
You're going to start
gone.
acting.
I'm not working Thursday and Friday. I'm going to be watching basketball all day at Jake's.
Yeah, well, this is good.
Get used to it.
Get in there. You should get it in while I'm gone.
Set the bar should be open. Oh, last night we were. I was at Jake's St. Patty's Day,
Yeah.
and I got them to turn on the Unrivaled championship, the 3-on-3.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Roses won. Chelsea Gray, the Aces, Las Vegas Aces point guard, got the MVP of the playoffs.
That's
and
fun.
It was a good game. It was a really good game, actually. And I was talking, so no one knew about it. No one knew what I was talking about when I said Unrivaled.
Yeah.
And so I got it on, and PJ, the manager over there, he's like, "Oh, set the bar. I can't believe they're not open." I'm like, "I know. Like, this would be the thing."
Perfect time. But it's always hard. Set the Bar is a new bar restaurant in Benson in Omaha, and it's all about women's sports. It's women owned, it's women operated, and they're
Except for they have a guy GM. Weird.
Oh, that's fine. It's at the end of the day, it's a man's world.
DEI. DEI.
He's the DEI hire. That's exactly right. But we're gonna be there a lot, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It looks good. It seems like it's going to be a great place.
What else is
Did you know baseball started today?
Who did?
Baseball.
Baseball? No, I didn't know.
No, because it really didn't, but it did. No, understand this. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
There is another 2 weeks of spring training, non-game. Games that do not count. But they had the Dodgers went over to Japan with another team. I don't know who they played. I don't even know. They played this morning. I think the Dodgers won. But they played a real game, like a regular season game. So it counts. Even though there's still 2 more weeks of preseason. I don't get it. No one.
I don't get it either. I think baseball is such a weird sport. And honestly, ever since you told me about their no salary cap, I've been a little bit obsessive with it. Like what's his name? Ohai.
Otani.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I can't even say his first name right now because all I'm hearing is you in my head. Say. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God. I still can't say it.
What is he doing with all of this money? And baseball's so weird.
There was this, right? Do you remember that comment? Like, oh, it's not $700 million. Yeah. So baseball, you can defer payments. So there's a thing called Bobby Bonilla Day, and we'll celebrate it by something. But Bobby Bonilla Day, he got paid by the Mets in the early 2000s, and he deferred his payment. So like $100 million.
Yeah.
But guess what? I want 25. I want $1 million every year after I retire. So like that part of his whatever, I don't know what, he gets $1 million on June 1st,
Yeah.
like for 30 years after he's done playing. And so Ohtani is doing the same thing. He's going to get like 20 million a year for like 20 years after he's done playing. It's all this deferred payment.
That is, I want that. I
I
want
know.
that.
It's like basically when you win the lottery and you're like, oh, one large sum or get deferred payments.
Well, yeah,
that's
it's
basically
cool.
what it
I
is.
got laid off from my job, and they're like, "We'll pay you for 3 months," and I was like, "Okay, defer me."
No,
that.
that's severance. That's very different. Okay. Anyway, so the North Carolina on the men's side, big controversy. They didn't get in. I mean, they got in, but they really shouldn't. But I'm going to say this, a little deep dive here that you're not going to get. Conference expansion.
I know both of those words.
Perfect. Conference expansion. Conferences are getting bigger. So smaller schools are going to bigger conferences. And you're going to have teams that are 6-12 in the SEC make the tournament now. But that's because the SEC is now 15 teams or whatever, and they're all 15 really fucking good schools.
And
That's going to hurt the Southeastern Conference. But that includes Texas. The Big Ten used to be like the Midwest and the Great Lake area. UCLA just won for women's basketball, just won the Big Ten Conference over USC.
Are they gerrymandering the?
No, it's just all money. It's just the money was hidden in college sports, and then NIL, they started giving, rightfully giving money to the athletes, and then it just went, hey, everyone's grabbing whatever they want. So
Ew.
it sucks. Yeah, it's coming right down his throat.
Yeah, there's no consent here. You can't just grab anything you want.
Yeah. So and then women's side, yeah, it's just like complaining about like those upper seeds. But I like USC. I like South Carolina. They're my two squads that I want to see go.
So you know what? You said something a couple of weeks ago that USC.
Ooh.
Yes, you said that USC was in a private school in a bad neighborhood, and UCLA was a
University is
yeah.
a public school in a good neighborhood. Yeah.
So I had that on our TikTok, and then some people were commenting on it, and they were like, USC is in a $1 million black neighborhood. And then somebody was like, I live in this neighborhood. It's only come up recently. Like
So I'm talking 20 years ago is what I'm saying. Yeah.
yes. And so I responded to them. I was like, well, A, we live in Nebraska. I don't know what neighborhood this is, but B, like, I just think that that's really interesting because like things like that have a reputation and they kind of stay there. And they're like, well, no, because of these other influxes of money, that neighborhood that was once a bad neighborhood has moved up, and it's been not gentrified by race, but it's been built up by the black community to have nice homes.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that good follow up.
Yeah. That is a good follow-up. Thank you. Because like that is something from as like growing up watching USC and UCLA basketball in the 90s, like that was the thing. Like that was just a thing about Los Angeles, I guess.
I mean, it's so in like a big place like LA has so many of those like so many of those stories of like what black neighborhoods are and what the hood is and what the hood isn't. And it's like, so I really liked them like saying, by the way, it's changed so that we can continue to, grow that new narrative. It's not the way it used to be. Yeah. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Asia Wilson's shoe is on Sneakers app.
Oh, yeah. Get me one.
Upcoming. What? No.
Get me one.
I'm going to get Fessa one.
Okay.
Shoot make a basketball shot, and then
Tessa, by the way, is our 9-year-old, not just some other.
oh yeah.
No one may
What are
know.
you doing? What are you
You
bringing
do.
up?
I'm not getting you one. I'm gonna get my side.
I'm talking about my daughter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Taking out those-
And also in those Nike app, there is these really cool shirts. These college basketball, you can't win, so win campaign, which is all about women's sports, and it's a lot women basketball right now. And they have a really cool shirts like Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, Jordan Childs, the gymnast. So
I love those.
it's yeah, they're really cool shirts. So
Awesome. Well, I
yeah,
guess,
and so baseball started, basketball's still moving along.
and we start playing volleyball next week.
We start playing volleyball next week.
We do, and that's yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'm gonna be an athlete again.
We will definitely have some coverage, and we'll have updates regularly about the Gritty Titties.
The Gritty Titties is our volleyball team name. I am team captain, and we're gonna win.
All right. Well, I miss you, baby.
I miss you too, babe.
Come back to me.
I will.
Come back to San Francisco.
And we'll talk to everybody next week.
We'll see you next week.
You know just what